Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spiritual Successor, the podcast that rocks your faces on a weekly basis about video games. I am one of your hosts, Blake Rea, and I keep moving my mic, and hopefully you don't pick that up.
I'm your other host, AJ Hart, and I'm sorry about your faces. If you have a cavity and we're rocking it, and it's agitating the cavity, and you're like, ooh, ow, I'm sorry. Blake's probably not sorry because he's a son of a bitch like that, but I'm sorry about your cavities.
Here's the best thing. If you have a cavity and we rock your face so hard, that cavity's going to fall out and you're going to feel better. That's a guarantee on this podcast. AJ, we are Spiritual Successor, a comedy video game design podcast that takes your lovely video game ideas and turns them into the next AAA video game titles that hopefully make lots of money. I feel like I've introduced myself 3 times by now.
You've already done the intro. We're kind of in the show. You did the intro, and then we jumped into the part where we just kind of like joke and jafe, and that's a verb now. And we just kind of talk about whatever the hell we want to for 10 minutes. Here's my proposition on the topic of cavities and teeth. My grandma has dentures, and the other day I was sitting around. It was like late at night, and I hadn't brushed my teeth yet, and so it was like it was midnight, and so I walk over to go brush my teeth, and I got hit with the realization. Yeah, my grandma's got it fucking good. My Nana's right. Well, you know what?
What, that you can pop in teeth whenever you want?
Having to take care of these bad boys all the time, that sucks. Why don't we just get rid of them all? And just use dentures.
I mean, AJ, you still need to clean your dentures. Like, you don't
but you just put them in the little cup. Like, it's not the same. You know what I mean?
No, they still collect plaque and shit. It's in your mouth. Like, you gotta brush them regularly.
Where would the plaque? Yeah. Where would it grow?
Because your mouth builds up like bacteria. Plaque is just bacteria, bro. If it's in your mouth, it's gonna build up on gunk and shit. It's not like you get to toss them into this little vat of acid and it just evaporates all the bad shit on it. Actually, side note. Speaking of bacteria, I thought
that was exactly what was going on there.
No. I think it just keeps them like. I think it's like it is a cleaning solution. I think it just keeps it sterile, but that doesn't like destroy like the thick buildup of particulate. Let's stop talking about plaque. I don't think this is what people want to hear. I do want to talk about dentures. I do want to talk about dentures though, because you brought up such an interesting thing. So
I always do.
I am fascinated with the idea of getting dentures one day. You know why? Because
is it because you're secretly an old man in young man's clothing and you're really excited about pulling practical jokes where you cough and spit your teeth out?
that is true. I would love to do that. But what I'm more focused on, so it's like, you know, like back in like Victorian times, like how women and men
I remember
and everybody,
I was there. How's it going? Interview with a vampire.
No, they would do this thing where like in the higher echelons of society, you would have your morning outfit, your midday outfit, and your dinner outfit, and then you would have your after dinner outfit. Now picture that.
I do that dentures. Too. It's just that 3 of those are just my skivvies.
3 of those are sweatpants and a tank top. No, but picture that, but with dentures. What would your daytime dentures be like? What would your afternoon dentures be like? What would be your after dinner dentures be like? So here's the thing. So your daytime dentures, I want like rise and grind. So I'm going to have teeth that are going to be like the perfect smile that bring my jaw out like a little bit. Not like an underbite or an overbite thing, because I already got that natural. I want to do a thing where it's like I look like the Crimson Chin, like, and it's just like, wow, that's a guy who walks into a room and the first thing you notice is his gigantic fucking chin. And that's a man I want to be working with. But when dinner comes around, it's like, okay, I got to get those nice chompers, the ones that have some nice fangs on them, maybe, because fangs are sexy. I don't know if you knew this, but like
they are maybe sexy. We all know that.
Oh, dude, what if I could do like a little snaggletooth? You know, have like a little bit of thing.
Looks like a cute little anime girl.
I could look like a cute little anime girl, and then my after dinner.
Yeah, tell me about the dessert dentures. What are the dentures that you take with you to bed?
But the dentures I take with me to bed, and hopefully my partner could take in, they look like normal teeth, but they're softer. So it's like, you know, when you get kissy, like I don't know if you've ever, this is going to be a little bit too much detail.
Are you proposing soft teeth?
Yes, I'm proposing soft teeth, but stick with me here. Stick with me here. Have you ever made out with somebody that kisses with their teeth? Like they swoosh their fucking mouth into yours, and all you feel is the hard surface of teeth, and how unattractive that is. If you're a person who kisses with teeth, I gotta say, just give up. Just
knock it off. So what you're proposing is
just don't kiss anywhere.
Are you
Soft
proposing that it would be
teeth.
better if you had soft teeth than you would be allowed to kiss with teeth?
If I had soft silicone teeth, I could then kiss
with your
This is
teeth.
weird.
Yeah, that's horrible.
I could kiss
I'm
with
done
my
with your
teeth.
proposition. Can I tell you about my nighttime dentures now?
Yeah, sure. Talk about your nighttime dentures.
My nighttime dentures, there's no teeth. It's just two separate kazoos. Or one's a kazoo and one's a harmonica. And when I sleep, I sound like a Disney cartoon.
Yeah. You sound like an accordion going in and out. And burp, 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 burp. See, that's funny because I can picture. What if you have like a coughing fit in the middle of the night, and instead of just like coughing sounds, it's
I think
just,
that this kills two
it's
birds
just
with
funny
one stone
kazoo
because
sounds.
I'm the kind of person that sleeps best when I have some gray noise. Usually a fan, but what if I created my own gray noise?
What if you were the gray noise? Holy shit. Actually, you're onto something there because I cannot sleep if it's completely silent in my room. It wigs me the hell out. So I always have a fan on. So I'm wondering, like, okay, if I was the
What if your
kazoo-
dentures
but
were a fan?
Is that enough gray noise, though? I feel like you would have to you would have to basically be hyperventilating to have a consistent sound of like, if you're like
because
casually breathing.
You could plug it in. My dad sleeps with a ventilator, so like it's not new.
So you want battery powered teeth. You
I
want
want
like
you to
teeth-
have battery powered teeth. Yeah, your battery powered
No. We already
mouth.
talked about this. Like I have the silicone teeth. So like when I'm sleeping at night and my teeth grind, it's just you just hear little squeaks like the squeak of rubber.
It would be a good way to stop grinding in your sleep.
Stop grinding in my sleep. Horrible problem. All right, you know what? Are we done talking about dentures? Should we talk about like what we actually do here? Like what we
unless you can
should we-
think of any topical video game news that came out recently that would be fun. Specifically, that would be fun to talk about.
One thing I do want to talk about, actually, if there's video game news, I mean, it's very small news, but I think it's one of the fucking coolest things. So there's this video game called Dead Cells. Have you ever heard of it?
I have heard of Dead Cells.
Did you see their newest update? It is the coolest fucking thing. So
I saw the promo art for it, but I don't know exactly what's going on over there in Dead Cell Land.
So, okay, for those that don't know Dead Cells, it's a roguelike game where it's like, or it's a loop game where you are a warrior trying to burst their way out of like some labyrinthian thing. You are a character a corpse that has been reinvigorated by these dead cells that take over this corpse. That way it justifies like every time you lose a run, your cells go find another corpse to inhabit. The thing that they are doing that I think is so fucking cool is that they reached out to a bunch of other like indie devs from like famous roguelike games or other just like beat 'em up games, and they said, hey, why don't you can we just put your characters in our game? So now in the newest update, you can be the little dude from Hollow Knight. You can be the hyper light drifter guy. Who are the other? Hold on, let me look this up because
it looks like there's Skull from Skull the Hero Slayer, which I've been playing lately, and that game rules.
Yeah, dude,
oh, that's
like
so cool.
Isn't that like so cute? And it's just like, I'm so fucking blown away that they decided to do something like that because it's like, fuck it. Why don't we do it? Oh, yeah, the dude from Guacamelé's in there. The dude from Blasphemous is in there. And then they have this other guy who's like, I don't know. He looks like a dude from Darkest Dungeon, but
Just a dude with a gun and a sword. Yeah, that's really fun.
Dude with a gun and a sword. And I think that's like, it's such a small little thing, but I love when shit like that happens because it's shit that only happens in like the indie scene where it's just like, fuck it, fuck all the red tape, fuck all like just the big planning that we need to do is like, nah, let's show we're the indie community and we want to show some love for all of the people that are in the indie community. What I'm blown away by is like all of these characters make sense because they were all fucking huge games and like very important. I don't
know about Skull Knight. Look, I love Skull Hero Killer. I don't think that game's been particularly huge, has it?
I think it's in because it's so new. It's one of the newest games to be released that are in this style, and I think that's probably why it was added. But what I'm blown away by is that the dude from Hyper Light Drifter is in this game. That was like it was big when it came out, but it wasn't like massive, and it kind of whenever I mention Hyper Light Drifter to people, most people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because it was just such an obscure game.
It wasn't that popular as I recall because I only remember it when you told me about it. And
yeah, and that game also came out like and that game also came out like what 6 years ago, something like that.
Has a new game on the way, don't they?
Yes, it's what's it called? The It's God, what is it called? Ash?
It's the cool
Solar Ash.
Running rollerbladey space warpy looking one.
Yes, Solar Ash. That's going to be coming out. Also, side little note, I found out one of the lead designers on Dream Daddy, that dad dating simulator, is one of the head developers on Solar Ash. Like he came to Heart Machine Official. Or to Heart Machine Studios and is working on Solar Ash, and I think that's just so funny.
We love a diverse career.
Love a diverse career, and I think that's just like I was like I don't know how I found that out. I think I was like because I was like looking like who are the dev teams behind like that whole game, and I found out that dude
stalking them all on Twitter.com.
Just stalking, dude, just getting those trying to be mutuals with people I like, you know.
Blake, I would like to talk about video games now that we can make for money.
Okay, all right. For money? All right. Do you want to give a game or do you want me to give a game?
You know what? I wanted to talk about fake video games, so I'll start it off. For those that are uninitiated, we take video game ideas from Twitter.com, from Reddit.
Love that. We're giving the intro 4 times in one episode. Love that. Gotta make sure they don't forget. Hey, okay, give me that, AJ, give me that again, but with some like oomph. Give me AJ Bastard energy. Oomph.
You want to see me doing that like a bastard?
I want to see you do rancid energy. If you were
too bad, fucknut. This submission comes from Gazer at Just Gazer.
I still got it. Thank you.
A game where you play as a teleportation machine. Use it to create horrific monsters or existential psychological torment as people come face to face with duplicate versions of themselves. Fun for the whole family. See, this proposes the idea of creating doppelgangers.
Yeah.
I also was thinking, now, I have not seen Cronenberg's The Fly, but I assumed there was a teleportation device that went horribly awry and turned him into a fly monster.
Yeah, he goes in. Jeff Goldblum goes into a teleportation machine, and the way it works is it breaks down your DNA and then reforms it in the other tube. When he gets into the tube,
was in the other can, so he got his DNA scrambled, and it turned him into a really big bug man.
With the fly. Yeah, dude, it was great movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Gross as shit. Okay,
are both of them as smart as the dude, or is one of them only fly smart?
I mean, it's not. It doesn't. They get spliced together, so they become one being. So it's still Jeff Goldblum. He just has fly DNA.
Okay, so there isn't like a fly man and a man fly.
No, they get combined into one thing. It's Jeff Goldblum slowly turning into a... No, dude, it's so fucking good.
Here's my proposal for The Fly 2, is that another person climbs into a machine and they get scrambled, but then there's 2 of them, a man fly and a fly man, and they have to fight to the death to prove who gets to really exist.
Okay, I'm going to spoil a movie. It's been out for a long time, so don't... And I think you know this movie. You ever watch The Prestige?
Yeah.
So for those that don't, if you want to like not get spoiled for The Prestige, great movie, love that movie. The ending
Skip
of it
ahead
is,
a little bit.
Yeah, the ending of is like this guy, this magician, to perfect this technique where he can teleport somewhere else. He has to create a duplicate of himself, and he kills off the duplicate.
Nikola Tesla created a duplicate of himself.
Yeah,
the magician.
David Bowie created the duplication. Got him, fucker. Sorry.
No,
I never call
shut
him-
up, because it wasn't in fiction David Bowie. David Bowie was
No,
playing
that was
Nikola
totally
Tesla.
David Bowie. No, David Bowie's a time traveler, dude. Haven't you seen Labyrinth? That dude can.
He doesn't
conquer
travel time in
and space.
Labyrinth.
I thought he can like teleport and do weird time shenanigans in that movie.
He teleports, but he doesn't do time shenanigans.
Nobody can operate crystal balls like that without fucking time shenanigans, AJ. It's not possible. It's not
You
humanly possible.
underestimate his capabilities.
I underestimate his finger game. Yes.
Where are we going with this? The Prestige.
Okay, so-
right, the
Well,
Fly, too, where they fight each other. Wait, let's talk about this video game.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at. So the thing that I liked about the Prestige is that you can duplicate yourself at a cost, like that, and I think that leans into what the original submission was. Is like, okay, you are duplicating yourself, but every time you duplicate yourself or create a new edition of yourself, there is the old version that you still have to deal with. So what if we did a sort of social climate simulator, something a la like Frostpunk, where all the populace is just different clones of you. So it's like you start the game and you have, Bob
But
number
I propose
one.
to you this.
Yes.
You want them to all be clones of you. You want them all to be clones of one thing, because the submission is that you are playing as the machine itself, singularly.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps the first man has gone in through the teleporter and he became one with the machine. And now if somebody else comes into the machine, he can make them
Let me pitch you on this. This is a space colonization game where you are. You remember the spaceship from Destiny that is like artificially intelligent, but their whole crew died and it's kind of sad for her. What if you are that AI who lands on some alien planet that needs to be colonized, and your crew dies. So what you have to do is you have to splice clones of the original crew with fauna and things that are located on this planet, and that's how you repopulate or populate this sprawling city that you're building.
That's
so that
horrible
way,
in a really unique way that I love.
Yeah, because like one, you could play with colonization themes, which I think is interesting, but also like you can also then get into that body horror element of like, hey, I need this
become a colonization RTS, like where you're like building out a whole little like network of houses and buildings and things.
I think where the gameplay comes in is exactly that, but you need to splice clones that are purposely built. So it's like, hey, I need to be moving a bunch of boulders because I want to build up these sweet fucking pyramids, but everybody I have doesn't have the strength for it. Then you can, like, as a robot, as like a little rover, you can go out into the wild wastes of this planet and collect DNA samples of things that you can then bring back and then use those samples to splice new clones. So it's like, oh, I found this giant ape monster in these caves like north of my base, got some of their DNA, I'm going to splice that with a clone of like the captain, and now bam, they're super strong and I could get those pyramids built. But so it's a game about optimization. It's about searching like what are the DNA things that you collect samples of.
Would the DNA things be consistent run to run, or would it be randomly generated? Like you go out and you find some cool gorillas, space gorillas, sporillas, and you hunt them down. And like I think that's the thing, is like the game has generated sporillas, or are you hunting down different life forms with different strength at all times?
I think it should be like randomly generated. There's the technology to pull that off. So I'm thinking we should totally fucking do it. There's this one game out there that is kind of similar to this. There isn't any of like the gene splicing or anything like that, but it's like you're on some alien planet and you get to, it's not Factorio. It's like, it's one of those games.
It's like Factorio. It's a tower defense game and builder game. So at night you have to shoot millions and millions and thousands of bugs. And I know exactly the game you're talking about. I don't know the name of it. I know it came out in the last 2 months.
I see like a bunch of people doing videos of it, of like where they're just like building transportation tubes and like doing weird fucking experiments in this game, but I want to have that experience, but you are the central intelligence computer that is controlling and manipulating all of this thing. You're not
I love the idea that
yeah.
every single unit in the game kind of looks the same. Looks like the same person,
but slightly
and
different.
I'll even go a step further. They're not slightly different. They're all just the one dude. The numbers are just different if you click on them.
Oh god, that would be so fucking hard to keep track of, because it's just like they all look the same and it's just an army of them. That's super funny. I love that. Also, but here's one thing. I wanted to add a little bit of like...
You get to add one more thing and then I'm going to put a pin in this.
Okay. One of my favorite things about games that are about building and shit like that, like perfect example, Cabral Space Program. One of the biggest joys of that game is when everything goes wrong. When things fucking just blow up in your face. The thing that you spent hours upon hours building and thinking is going to be great fucking falls apart. We are playing God here, AJ. We are gene splicing. What if we splice the wrong thing?
Which is, of course, the coolest thing to do in the world. We love being an affront to God.
What if we find out, like, okay, hey, those space gorillas that we spliced on, turns out within
Blake,
30
we have a
days,
name for them. They're not space gorillas.
Sorry, spirillas. You're right.
Thank you.
When we splice spirillas, wow, say that 10 times fast. When we splice spirillas... Fuck it, I hate that.
God laughs at us.
No, and this is shit you don't even find, you only find out by playing the game for a long period of time. After 30 days, that gene starts going bad. It starts not communicating with the host cells, and it just fucking turns into some crazy, like, it degenerates and turns into the fly monsters and starts wreaking havoc on your base and, like, destroying things, destroying people. Maybe it's infecting people. What if, like, a fucking zombie apocalypse
the fly monster's
happens?
evil in The Fly?
It's not evil. He just becomes a little bit more. It's weird. Like I
really thought
conscious.
It was an Octodad situation. If I'm being honest, I've never seen Cronenberg's The Fly, but I assumed it was just a really, really yucky Octodad.
No, so the basic plot of it is that he does this experiment, and as the movie goes on, he just becomes more and more like a fly until his body degenerates into this monster, and then the movie ends with him offing himself. So he's still conscious, and he still knows what he's doing. He just is taking on more and more monstrous, like, cosmetic and habitual things. I don't think he kills anybody or he goes on like he turns into a murderer or whatever like that. It's just he becomes a physical monster. And that's the tragedy. That's the tragedy of it. But I don't want to play with that tragedy. I want to play with because I've been reading a lot of
the idea that the
40K.
Sporilla DNA has caused people to become violent.
Caused people to just go fucking ape shit, AJ. The ape shit virus.
All right, let's put a pin in this. I'm interested.
Oh.
Blake, why don't you hit me with a submission?
This one comes to us on Twitter from Caleb Personal Pan Martin at Is This a Theist? Billiards, but with guns instead of sticks. AJ, I love billiards. Those that don't know billiards, it's also pool. There are many different ways to play this. You and I are going to build something in VR, because I don't know if you knew this, but there is like a huge library of games for VR that is all just shooting gallery stuff. Yeah. And the whole goal of it is like, let's try and make a VR, or the goal of those games is, let's make a VR game that can simulate shooting guns as real as possible. It's like every button, every switch, the mag release, like how you load the gun, making sure there's one in the chamber, you can adjust
every
the stock,
lever, every piece of this gun, you have to bop it, pull it, twist it, and yoink it, and swap it, and flip it. Yeah, those VR things get real in depth. I know exactly what you're talking about. So what you want to do is a game where we have guns down to this granularly created. And then you put the players into a 3D space where they can then run around on a giant pool table, or perhaps even better around a small, normal, regular-sized pool table. And then they shoot the balls with a gun instead. Yes. And depending on what guns you choose dictates like how
like one, how like a sniper rifle would obviously be more powerful, but it's also more precise. But maybe there's more kicks, so it's like you can't aim it as well. Or it's like you're going to use a shotgun, and maybe this game doesn't play to like real pool things. So it's like if you use a gun that has a spread on it, it's just going to move everything. It's not going to move the one white ball. It's just going to fucking blow everything apart. Actually,
what
you know
are we
what?
more interested in? The idea of a singular small pool table or the idea of a singular ginormous pool table?
I like I think the comedy of working at a regular pool table with these giant guns is just more inherently comedic. But to add a little bit of like strategy to this game, you can only use each gun once. So it's like, hey, you have this weapon wheel of like 10 guns. So you need to figure out like, okay, this gun will work perfectly for this shot, but if I get a ball in, I can't use that gun anymore. So it's like, I mean, how many balls do you need to get in for a successful game of pool? It's like, I think it's 6, right? So there's 6 weapons.
Sure.
There's 6, yeah, because I think there's like 12 balls, I think. How many?
We could pull up a Google image. We'll just say it. Fuck it. If we're wrong, we're wrong.
Yeah. So each player is given 6 guns. You have the sniper rifle, the shotgun, the pistol, the bazooka, the AR weapon, and then like some sort of like an automatic gun or whatever. There's your 6 guns. You can only use each one of those once, and you can keep using it until you get a ball in. And then you got to figure.
Yeah, you can use them until you get a ball in. Maybe it operates like Gun Game, the greatest game from any Call of Duty ever, wherein once you get the ball to go into the hole, they swap you to the next gun.
Yes, exactly. And it could be randomly generated, or maybe that's the different game modes. You have Gun Game, which is like it's completely random, and there's that fun element to it. And then there's another game mode where you can choose the
pro
gun.
play happens with organized loadouts. People set up their batting. What's that called? The batting order? Yeah,
your batting order.
The pro play will set up the batting order, and that's where we'll get really interesting choices. You know, I might open with the bazooka because I think it's an excellent way to do the first one where you break all of the balls away from each other.
Yeah.
But maybe some people they want to use the sniper rifle, just to get it out of the way quick.
Okay, so this isn't exactly the game submission, but I think this idea of guns being used for not gun things.
This is exactly the submission. Billiards, but with guns instead of sticks.
No. What I'm saying is like what I'm about to pitch is not what I want to build on the original submission. What if this is a sort of rec room style game where it's not just pool, but it's a bunch of sports that you just have to use guns for?
How many different games can we play with guns? Can we get foosball in here with guns?
Imagine foosball with guns. Imagine fucking bowling with guns. Imagine hockey with guns.
The
like
rule,
how
of course,
fucking
with foosball for guns,
be?
I'm sure that everybody's curious. You have to shoot the little dude's feet to spin them around.
Yo, that's super fun because that basically just becomes like a target game.
Yeah, you can't shoot the ball. Shooting the ball is cheating.
That's super fun actually, because you and I would stand on opposite sides of the foosball table in VR, and we each have a handgun, and we'd have to like point at like, but it's still like foosball.
We
so
would constantly have to be shooting the ball or shooting the gun to hit the correct dudes.
Yes, and it still operates like foosball. If you hit one person, that whole lane moves, not just that one guy. So it's still foosball.
In the foosball one, it is a full-size giant soccer field that you have to do, and you're allowed to shoot the ball if it's in the goalie zone, and that's it.
How about this? It's fucking this is gonna be a weird reference, but remember like early Yu-Gi-Oh days where like they have the giant fucking like the arena, and then they would just be each standing on like pillars above the arena.
Hell
what if it's
yeah,
like
I remember that.
and you have sniper rifles, so you have to like aim your sniper rifle down this gigantic foosball table to hit the big dudes. So it's like, and maybe those are different game modes. Like maybe each version or each sport we have has the regular sized mode and then the
board
giant
games can
mode.
we enhance with guns?
I think hockey would be super great because here's why. One, you are on ice skates, but you have like submachine guns, so you're just constantly shooting the puck. So it's like you have to fucking trick shot, like you have to shoot the edge of the puck to make it go left or right, and then you have to like try and shoot it past people. And I wonder if another thing we talked about.
How can we enhance Scrabble with a gun?
Scrabble is completely different than something like foosball because there's no hitting with it.
Yes, I'm so glad that you found the challenge, Blake Rhea. Now come fucking play with me in this space. How can we make Scrabble better with a gun? I think that reloading is definitely an element.
I want the A. There's nothing about that. It's just like that's just a fancier way of clicking on something. Like that to me that there's no justification in it. Like you can totally do it.
I know how to make Scrabble better with a gun.
Oh, okay. All right. Hit me with it then.
Everybody has some bonus extra letters hidden in their gun.
Oh.
So I'm looking at the board and I'm like, damn, I could really use some other consonants. And I'm like, well, the good news is I have a super cool gun right here. Let me just crack this gun open. And I snap the barrel off and I look down the barrel. No letter in there. And then I pull the little, what's the thumb part of your gun called? The hammer? You pull the hammer out. I don't know how to get a gun pulled apart. But anyway, you yank the hammer out.
You and I have shot like 30 fucking action films. How do you not know how guns operate?
You know, it is kind of weird that I don't know a lot about guns because, like,
with the amount of action films
I could go shoot a gun right now if I wanted to. I'm visiting my home currently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess I should have mentioned that. Hey, everybody, if my audio sounds like dog shit, it's because I'm traveling.
Bro, you and I have built a policy. We don't apologize for bad audio. If I had to apologize for every time Bentley fucking squawked, that's all this podcast would be. It's just me saying, sorry, my bird is currently yelling and there's nothing I can do about it. So who gives a shit?
So do you like the idea of me hiding secret letters in the guns?
Oh, that way that, well, I mean, aren't all letters in Scrabble secret? Because you have your own... That's the point of the game, right? Is like you don't know what letters the other people have.
That's the mind game element, right? Because if I see you, Blake Reyes, start rifling through your rifle, I'm going to be like, I got him on the ropes. Motherfucker doesn't have the letter C.
How about this? Because I think that's just... Again, a fancy way of clicking things.
Yeah, so is using a gun to shoot the fucking pool cue. Come on.
Let me pitch you on this. This is how we can pull off shooting Scrabble. So, at the beginning of the game, a bunch of random letters fall all over the board. So it's like a crossword puzzle, basically. You, in your gun, can see what letters you have in your magazine, but... it is an order that has been already chosen. So you have like 8 bullets in your magazine, each representing a letter. The first bullet at the top of your magazine is an A, but the second one is like a B. You can't use B until you get rid of that A. So it's like you don't pick the order in which you can use the letters. You have to figure out, looking at this crossword puzzle thing, where you can start filling in things. Can
spell. I love this. This feels like a goddamn Danganronpa minigame. I'm so into it.
So it's like what gameplay that turns into is just like you and potentially 3 other people are all just shooting this fucking board, and it's mayhem. It's absolute mayhem because everybody's like, oh, there's an A spot there. Let me fill that in. Got 10 points. And then, like, the moment you complete a word, you get another magazine, or maybe the moment you, like, I was about to say blow your load, but that's not at all like what needs to be.
You thought about it, and then you thought, I shouldn't say that. And then you're like, but I want to put an emphasis on the fact that I was going to say it.
Because it's funny.
It is kind of funny. It's like blow your load, like kind of like when you do a big jism. I get it. It's a pretty good joke. Are you proud of yourself,
I didn't want to be graphic with it. Like they could insinuate what I was saying by blow your load, but like, all right, whatever. So the moment you use all of your magazine, you have to like go through the process in VR in like hyper realistic. Drop the mag, pull a slide back, or like drop the mag, put a magazine in, let the slide come forward to load another bullet into the chamber, and bam, you can start shooting again. I think at that one you don't really have a bunch of different guns. You just have the pistol.
You just have
I
the
think
one
that
gun
would be
that you chose.
Yeah,
hey,
and it's just
I have
and it's
this
just like
mental image of a movie in my brain, and I don't know where the mental image comes from, but
is it shoot 'em up?
It probably is shoot 'em up. So I remember this scene from a movie one time where like there were two dudes and there were two disassembled guns. And kind of the gimmick was that whichever one of the dudes was able to assemble their gun and shoot the other one first wins. I have no idea what this is from.
I think that's John Wick, maybe, because like I know what you're talking about. Also, didn't they do that? Oh no, wait. Actually, I know what this is from, dude. That's from VGHS.
Is it really?
I think there's a game there's like some tournament thing in season 2 where he's going up against the dude with the boulder hat, and they are sitting and have to assemble the gun, and then they get to fire one shot. I could swear that's from VGHS, but I know again, like you, it's like I have that vague memory of it. I just can't quite pinpoint, but I'm fairly sure that's some VGHS shit.
Perhaps you were playing chess against somebody, but rather than take turns, once you were able to build an entire gun, you're able to shoot the gun, or you're able to make one chess move, and then you move on to a new gun that you have to assemble from scratch with all of the pieces. I think I just want to lean into the idea of like, we're going to have this super granular gun engine. We may as well use it for stupid things.
So, okay, but how is it? I think the only way that works is if, like, maybe not chess. Let's try checkers on this one, because I think that's way simpler. What if you had to do the gun building to make a move in checkers, but there isn't a turn system? It's like, you can make as many moves as you can build guns. So it's like, if you see a streak that you want to get,
I'm able to build the gun, I take a turn, and then I move on to the next one, and it's just a speed game.
Yes, so it's like trying to just delete each other's pieces, but there isn't like, because I think if you were to implement like a turn thing, then what the heck is the point of hurrying up to build your gun?
That's what I'm saying. There's no turn order where I go, you go. If I built 2 guns in the time it took you to build 1 gun, I get to take 2 turns.
Oh, okay. So then, and then that's why I think checkers works better for this, because it's like, it's way more like hoppy. Like it's simpler. Like I feel like you can get it. It's you either do this or with what's the other checkers game that is like where everybody has like different colored balls?
The Chinese checkers.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the name of it.
That doesn't sound right. I know that's what I've called it for my entire life, but now that I'm a grown-up adult, I'm like, that doesn't feel right. Yeah,
I remember real name, because I don't even think it's Chinese. I think it's checkers. No, wait, what?
I found the Wikipedia article. I'm gonna try to pronounce this correctly. Sternalma.
Okay, yeah, because it's like Polish, isn't it? Or Polish,
also
or
known
German.
as Chinese checkers or Chinese checkers. UK spelling. The fucking Brits again with the weird spelling.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, it's of German origin. Yeah, because I don't know why the fuck they called it Chinese checkers. It's probably some xenophobic shit.
Yeah, the game was invented in
1900s.
Germany in 1892 under the name Sternhalma.
Wait, that game. Wait, that game can't be that young.
What? You saying that Wikipedia is a liar?
I mean, I ain't saying it's a truther. Fucking really? 1992?
No, 1892.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misheard you. I was like, this Chinese checkers. Only 90s kids would remember. Yeah, no, okay. So, but it's like maybe that game might work better, because this could be like you can have up to 6 people all firing guns, and it has that same like franticness and unpredictable nature of it. So, but you can also then do 2-player version of it. So I love that idea that where it's like, oh my god, imagine 6 people all sitting around a table in like Tabletop Simulator,
building
and they're
guns
all just
and
building guns.
That sounds so crazy. I'm into
it sounds so fucking wild and crazy and fun.
I'm so glad we're so good at enhancing all board games with chess. Can we think of another one?
How about this? Because we've had a lot of fun, but we do have 20 more minutes to
all right, I'll give you another submission then.
Give me another submission, and then we need to pick modifiers, and then we'll go from there.
This comes from Retus at Retus Astronaut. At Retastronaut. We gotta teach kids internet safety again, so let's do it with a game baiting kids with the promise of internet clout.
So, wait, hold on a second. Are you saying, like, this is a game where when you successfully complete something, you get, like, hey, oh my god, hold on, I have it. So, you know, like,
I'm saying that this is a video game where, like, we promise you that, like, you come in and I'm like, hey, Blake, how's it going? I'm going to teach you not to meet with with strangers on the internet. And you're like, okay, that sounds cool. And then you finish the level. I'm like, congrats. I'm going to give you 5 internet followers. I'm proposing the idea of the most mixed bag lesson plan of like, hey, don't invite people from the internet to your home, and then I give you DoorDash credits.
But then I'm gonna give you. But then I see what I hate about this is it's like you're teaching somebody like, hey, don't. There's this dangerous thing on the internet. Avoid it, but I want you to get hooked on equating your value to how many followers you have.
Exactly. It's the vicious push-pull. Because, like, you know, everybody's been wondering, hey, where's Pajama Sam at nowadays? And the answer might surprise you.
He's been
hey, Blake,
studying the
I'm going to
internet.
do something absolutely fucking nutty. I'm going to look up Pajama Sam on Twitter.com.
Oh, do you think he has a Twitter? No,
I hope
he has
so.
to.
Here's the question. Do you think Pajama Sam is hot now? I mean, he's as old as us, so I think we're allowed to say this.
He got like millennial hot where he has like a fucking like just he's like some influencer. Just wearing suits all the time. His cape is now a sweet red tie that flows in the wind.
I don't think Pajama Sam has a Twitter account.
No, he doesn't, because he's a fucking dude. He's like from the 80s, like 1980 whatever.
No, he's not.
Actually, he might be. He's from like 1970.
I can't believe it. We're going to have to go to Wikipedia for a second time on this fucking show. Pajama Sam.
He's from
1996. Like I said, he's as old as us.
Holy shit. Dude, I'm older than Pajama Sam. I'll dunk on his ass. Do you think Pajama Sam vapes? Do you think Pajama Sam fucking takes fatty rips on his vape pen?
I don't know if I want to keep talking about adult Pajama Sam.
Well, fuck, dude. That's who's hosting this game. He grew up.
Motherfucker, meme idea. You take left photo. You remember Pajama Sam? Right photo, left photo is Pajama Sam. Right photo, Captain Underpants. All caps it says, this is him now, feel old yet.
You know what I want to bank on with this game? Remember when what's his face from Blue's Clues like came back on like Twitter and says, I missed you, I've been thinking about you. You know, I've watched you grow up and I'm so proud of you. I want to have that same effect but with Pajama Sam. Do you think,
can I ask the question as somebody that didn't watch Blue's Clues growing up?
Mm-hmm.
What was the effect of that? Because I know a lot of people were crying, and then I watched it and I was like, damn, this guy really is just some fucking famous dude that's gonna be like, what's up, kid? I remember you. Like, no, you fucking don't. You don't know me, dude from Blue's Clues. People are all over the internet being like, be careful about parasocial relationships, but my boy Blue's Clues owner, come on.
I watched Blue's Clues like because it was on. I never gave a shit about it, so I didn't feel any of that nostalgia. Or that like, oh, this guy, he went off to college to do his thing. I'm like, I mean, I had a similar reaction to you of like, it's just some fucking guy doing his thing to be, I don't know, just to do it. I mean, but nobody asked him to do it, so, like, part of me also thinks it does come from a genuine place.
Wait, no, that might make it weirder. If nobody asked him to do it, and this motherfucker just went on Twitter.com and got dressed up in character and then did that clip, then what we're looking at is just the not evil version of when the fucking Anders voice actor came on and did a half-hour speech about how cool and not shitty he was. Do you remember that with the Anders clip?
No, I don't even remember that. But like, is there time to talk about this? Is there time to go into this shit?
The Spark
I feel like
Notes
this
is that the voice
hole.
actor for Anders Dragon Age got in hot water because he was a shitbag, and so he made a half-hour-long video where he was in character as Anders Dragon Age defending himself.
Wait, was he talking about himself in the third person?
Yes, he as Anders.
Hey,
Anders Dragon Age was like, my dear friend is being canceled on Twitter.
That guy's a fucking creep.
Yeah,
That's
it was really weird.
But that's weird as shit.
Again, this was unsanctioned by Ubisoft. EA? Who the fuck owns Dragon Age? Anyway, it was unsanctioned legally. Is that what the Blues Clues Man
I would assume
did?
So.
Did the Blues Clues Man unsanctioned come onto Twitter and tell everybody how proud he was?
I think he did it for Nickelodeon. What the fuck is that guy's name? Steve Blues Clues, I think. Blues Clues. Is that his fucking name?
Mr. Clues.
Mr.
I believe is his
Blues
name.
Clues.
Steve Clues.
What do you spot? Yeah, no, actually, okay, hold on. Okay, so okay. I want to clarify this. This was hashtag Blues Clues 25th anniversary. So I think this might have been this was directly posted by Nick Jr.
He was allowed to do this.
Yeah. So he was either asked or he approached them about
this
coming
was
back
not
for
Twitter
the 25th anniversary.
vigilantism.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. And then I'm scrolling on Twitter, and right below this video of him saying, "I never forgot you," it's just the dude on his own TikTok just like staring at the camera, and it just says in parentheses, "I'm just giving you the attention we both know you deserve." And I'm like, that's a weird TikTok.
That's a weird TikTok.
Yeah, it's like it's that parasocial thing you talked about. But fuck it, whatever. Okay, so Pajama Sam, he's parasocial. He's trying to drum up.
Pajama Sam is hot now, and he's telling you not to invite people to your house, but then he's giving you a month worth of Tinder Premium. He's telling you that fucking followers aren't important, but if you do his cool class, he's going to give you 10
he has like 40 million followers, like that whole bullshit. It's just like, yeah, man. Don't give a shit about your internet fame and persona, all this shit coming. That always rings hollow.
We're going to have it as an Amazon partner and a Twitch partner, so he's going to be like, and remember, it doesn't matter when strangers on the internet watch you play video games. And then he'll do the the Twitch boost thing where it'll donate a bunch of money and bump you up in the algorithm.
Fuck, hate this guy. Okay. What's our game? And we need to talk modifiers and how we're going to make those work.
With guns. I think it is so funny to me.
Okay,
can we think about other board games to enhance with guns? I think that Monopoly would actually be a lot better if at any moment I could pick up a gun and remove another player from the game.
No. How about this?
Like, if at any point you and I are playing Monopoly and you're like, $800 in rent, idiot. I'm like, oh
AJ,
yeah?
I have it.
And then I shoot you with
I have it. I fucking no. I have it. No, we can't. We don't. I think what's funny about this game is that you're always using guns for not their intended purpose of fucking killing people, right?
I think with the exception of Monopoly, you are able to kill somebody. Let me pitch you on this because I think this is a way more effective thing that just like leans into Monopoly way better, because I've played, as you and I've discussed on when you and I played Monopoly on the channel, I fucking love Monopoly. I know you do. It's your biggest character flaw.
So when I play Monopoly in person, two things happen. A very common thing. Everybody, when they have money or they have property, they leave those piles stacked in front of them. So they have their stack of 500s, their stack of 50s, their stack of 20s, their stack of property. And then, obviously, when you're playing Monopoly, you can start loading up a piece of property with houses or hotels. What if every time you pass go, you collect a single bullet that you can use to either shoot a piece of property to remove all the houses or hotels on it, to shoot a pile of money. Actually, you can't shoot properties because I think that would be like the game would never move forward. So you can shoot one of those two things. You can shoot somebody's property and shoot a house off of it, shoot a hotel off of it. Or guess what? They got their stack of 500s just sitting there. I'm going to use my one bullet to shoot that. So now it's this game of like every time you pass go, you are given an opportunity to fuck over the people you are playing the game with. To be like, man, I don't want to fucking go by that corner of death on orange spaces where every place is loaded up with a hotel. Guess what? I have 3 bullets. I'm just gonna fucking evaporate it. I'm just gonna delete these hotels.
This also gives the potential for the people with the low amount of property to still fuck over the people that have a lot of money, because if you land on my thing and it's only $200 of rent, but I shoot all 3 of your stacks of money, then I can bankrupt you for $200. We're not so different, you and I, you broke bum.
Yes. So what I'm thinking would be kind of fun is maybe when you shoot a piece of property, it doesn't evaporate everything that's on it. So there's this give and take of like, okay, if I have 4 houses on a piece of property, they can only shoot one of my houses. But if I upgrade that to a hotel... Bullets. Unless they have 4 bullets. But if I upgrade to a hotel, yes, if somebody lands on it, I get a fuck ton of money. But now there's only one target on my piece of property that somebody can just evaporate if they wanted to. And then it just goes back to being a regular piece of property. So there's this give and take. There's this gamble element, you know? There's a little bit of flirtiness of like, I'm going to make a lot of money, but I'm also making myself way more vulnerable because I want to make more money. And I think is a more effective thing of just like, I don't like you, boom, I shot you, you know, or something like that.
I don't know. I think that you're really overlooking the idea of playing Monopoly and simply removing somebody from the game.
I think then what the fuck is the point of playing the game? It's just like somebody shoots.
Hey, Blake, what are we doing here if we aren't open to the idea of letting people remove each other from a board game? What are we doing here with guns and board games?
How about this? There will be some thing on that we add to the table.
It'll be a single chance card, and the chance card will give you the opportunity to kill somebody.
It's called quick draw. It's no. It's just called quick draw. And the moment it's drawn, everybody gets a notification that says draw, and then you fucking your gun is given infinite ammo, and you have to like point the gun and kill the other 2 people before they kill you. And the winner of that, I'm wondering, like, what do they get? Is it like, do they get like $100 from each player?
Okay,
like just something that's super fun. Yeah.
Here's the way the Monopoly will work. In the middle of the Monopoly, there will be a singular chance card, and that chance card just says Squid Game. It will then leave Monopoly and enter a game of Chinese checkers, where you have to do the gun-building checkers game. Whoever wins that wins 1 million Monopoly dollars. Then we go back to the Monopoly game.
No, I think it should be something faster, because it's like I think I want to keep the game separate.
Yeah,
you know
because
what I mean?
Monopoly is known for being a super fast and casual game that you can play within an hour.
No, it's because fucking AJ, it's a 40-minute game. It's like an hour-long game. It is not that long of a game. It doesn't. When you and I played chess, chess is kind of a fast game. That's like a 20-minute.
Chess is a fast
15-20-minute game. Yeah, that's true.
Is there another board game we can put a gun in, or are we kind of gunned out?
For the sake of the episode, we are gunned out because we're at 52 minutes. So what I propose to you here is the game on Switch, I think it's called Clubhouse Games. The way they go through that is that they have this family that serves as like hosts of the game. Our newest Patreon modifier is Sidekicks. So I'm thinking we just pick somebody from this modifier page, and they are going to be the host of this gun game / board game thing.
This is a good plan.
Yeah, so it's like, for those that are interested, come check us out on Patreon for $2 a month. You can join our Discord where we have a bunch of fun little updates. We do game nights, and you can submit to our modifiers page. Oh my God. All right. So I have this one comes to us from Turtle Lover 2244, a random real person who gets isekai'd into the game. AJ, who better to be isekai'd into this gun game?
Wait, time out. Before you say it, here's what I want to say. How about, I muted you when you said it. You and I will each say one person.
Okay.
And we'll see which one we like more.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Keanu Reeves.
John Wick. Holy yes. Yes.
No, I like the idea of it being Keanu Reeves because he plays so many characters that just use guns. So like I'm wondering if it's just like the guy that gets teleported. I don't know how much Keanu Reeves actually knows about real firearms. Actually, I think he knows a lot because there was that video.
Decent amount. Wasn't that the whole thing that like when he did the movie, everyone was like, and Keanu Reeves really learned how to shoot a gun. And it's like, yeah,
he like learned how to reload and do like trick reloading and stuff like that. So the dude knows quite a bit about guns. But now picture, and I love this idea because you have Keanu Reeves, who's a very soft-spoken, very slow-speaking individual, but he's like a very calm host to a very fucking extra game. And I'm wondering if like, what if we did this? Yeah, go ahead.
Can we have the host be just regular guy Keanu Reeves, but the branding is all John Wick? Can you do that for me?
No.
Can we market this as Keanu Reeves Party Pack? You know,
oh my
this
god,
is essentially
Keanu
the Super
Reeves,
Mario
the party pack
of John Wick.
Oh my god, that's such a good name. Okay, hold on. Is it the Keanu Reeves Party Pack or the John Wick Party Pack?
It's the John Wick Party Pack. I want this to be so John Wick marketed. I want this to be a game that like your dad sits down and is like, "Hey AJ, you see this new video game?" Like,
yeah, it's a game
I'm not
that
usually
dads
into
would
checkers,
like, bring up to their kids.
I'm not normally into checkers, but John Wick and guns got me here.
Okay, hold on. Is it the John Wick Party Pack or the John Wick Board Game Pack? Or like John Wick's board game Bonanza
John Wick's
or
blast 'em up, shoot 'em up, kill 'em all party pack.
No, not
John Wick's banging
games. Banging games.
John Wick's games to die for. John
Bangin'
Wick's
games.
still shooting. Literally anything, Blake. We can put whatever the fuck we want, and then just so long as John Wick's at the front of it.
You're onto something with John Wick's banging games because it gets the two things across: one banging, shooting, games, board games. So it's there. It's fucking you nailed it right there.
John Wick's banging games.
But it's like banging apostrophe, not banging with a G at the end of it.
Yeah, it's an apostrophe, so the cool dads will get into it too.
Is it gonna be games with a Z as well, or is it just games? John Wick's banging games.
Yeah, it is. It is with a Z. And the cover art, Blake, is it's John Wick, but instead of a bunch of guns being pointed at him, it's a bunch of different board games and board game pieces.
It's a bunch of board games. Holy shit, you're a fucking genius. Oh my god, thank you, Turtle Lover. You fucking made this game, dude. I'm so happy. Holy shit, that's awesome. John Wick's banging games. That's it, dude. Dude,
so
fuck yeah. It feels so good. I'm so happy with this. Let's go to patch notes.
Let's go to patch notes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Patch Notes. Blake and I got a special little thing we're going to plug here at the end of the episode, and that's more of our shit. Blake and I recently finished up two Let's Plays that I'm actually really happy with. It's the end of the year, and now that I'm looking back on it, I'm realizing that one of my picks for 2021's Game of the Year, Blake and I did a whole Let's Play of on our YouTube channel. So if you want to see the two of us play It Takes Two, I super recommend you go check that game out, because
that game was super fun, and I got traumatized by it more than I thought I would going into that game. You know the scene I'm talking about, AJ. You know the fucking scene.
That game goes weird places. I guess I should clarify, it's not my game of 2021 because, like, the story's great. It's my game of 2021 because it's just so much fun to play.
Yeah, that's a game I think I'm going to return to like at least once a year. I eventually want to play it with a partner, like, because you and I we're great friends, and I'm super happy we played it. But I feel like that game would be such a totally different experience, like with somebody you're dating.
I want to play it
you know what I mean?
An enemy. I think it would be. You know what? I want to play that game with somebody that I'm on the brink of divorce with, and just see how it goes.
Oh, so you want to get that, like, I was picturing not divorce, but it's like that flirty, like, hero versus enemy, like, will they, won't they?
I'm going to play it with an ex, like one that when we've had like a real bad breakup, I'm going to play that game with them.
Well, if you guys want to see us play through this game and deal with those shenanigans, check us out on YouTube at Spiritual Successor Podcast, where we have a bunch of other Let's Plays and a bunch of other content. And if you want to keep updated on news about what we're doing, what we're looking forward to, and just general bullshit, check us out on Twitter at Spiritual Successor.
Yeah, it's Spiritual Suck, first of all. I cannot believe you laying that up. Come on, 120 episodes of this? I'm just going to close out the show before we can embarrass ourselves again. Our intro and outro song is Cheap Shot by Hannah Monoguchi, an excellent song from an excellent band for an excellent game. I've been one of your hosts, AJ Hart.
And I've been your other host, Blake Rhea.
This has been Spiritual Successor, and these are cool games
that should not be made.